I know what you're thinking. Over 100,000 views and nearly 200 subscribers with just 10 minutes worth of work sounds impossible. But I can actually prove it. Kind of.
vidIQ.
vidIQ.
vidIQ.com.
I keep telling people to use YouTube stories and then I don't use them myself, so let's practice what I preach. If you have any question about your channel, vidIQ or YouTube, subscribe if you haven't already done so, post a comment and I'll reply with a video.
So yes, admittedly the technique used to gain these views and subscribers was through YouTube stories. But before you jettison this video, because you don't have access to YouTube stories, consider this. This technique isn't necessarily about the tools that you have at your disposal, whether it is the community tab or YouTube stories that many of you don't get until you have 1,000 subscribers, 10,000 subscribers. This is about creating a relationship, directly connecting with your audience, offering them personal value that makes them feel as if the creator is talking to you directly as a viewer. And what better way to do that than with a Q&A or ask me anything type of content. I've included some visual prompts to help communicate what I'm offering in the video, and I'm doing a cheeky little call to action to ask people to subscribe. The neat thing about YouTube stories is that they reach people who haven't yet subscribed to your channel. So if they do find this stuff valuable, there's a handy subscribe button I'm prompting people to tap. This call to action strategy is not limited to YouTube stories. When you're presenting your videos, you could promote people to check out the branded watermark down here to subscribe if they're on a desktop computer. Or if somebody's watching through a mobile device, then you could have a subscribe graphic that appears on screen and remind everybody watching that if they want to grow their channels with us, subscribe to see more content just like this. You see what I did there? Now it may be that I haven't provided enough value to you yet, so we're going to do a mini Q&A right now. If you've got any question about your channel, vidIQ, YouTube in general, post it in the comments below and I'll do my best to answer as many as I can. I'm not going to promise to answer all of them because there's likely to be hundreds, but if you find my answer valuable, then consider subscribing because you get more of that when you watch vidIQ. Anyway, back to my little offering via YouTube stories. Over many years, we've cultivated this kind of audience engagement, which is why this 15-second YouTube story resulted in 198 comments. And the really important thing about all of this is that if you're going to promise value to your audience, just like with thumbnails and titles, you have to deliver with your subsequent content. And so that's exactly what I did. I started swiping through all of their YouTube stories, pressing record and giving each one of them a personal answer. Well, as many as I had time to do. And so here are the questions along with my answers to 41 of those questions. I would of course have loved to respond to all 197 of them, but time doesn't allow me such luxuries. Also, insert whatever egg joke you like right now if you're that way inclined. Now let's start to take in some of the numbers. The initial 15-second YouTube story got fantastic engagement, 250 likes, nearly 200 comments, and almost 20,000 views. And then for each subsequent response I made to a comment, each of them 15 seconds long, got thousands of views. Admittedly, the more questions I answered, the less views each one got, probably due to viewer fatigue. But let's look at it from this perspective. I made 42 YouTube stories. Each of them you can't really edit and they're 15 seconds long, which comes to a grand total of 630 seconds. And for that time spent engaging with our community, it earned us 118,000 YouTube story views. It's not a bad return on investment, that is it? And remember, these YouTube stories not only hit your subscribers, but people who YouTube think might be interested in your stories. So if you go to the analytics in your Creator Studio, click on subscription source, and then filter by stories only, you can see that over the 7 days these stories were on our channel feed, we gained an extra 187 subscribers. And that is how, by talking into your mobile phone for 630 seconds, you can get 118,000 views and 187 subscribers. Now, of course, it wasn't quite as simple as that. I had to keep scanning through the stories, reading them, and considering my response through years worth of experience on the YouTube platform. And then actually recording them takes time because I keep fumbling my words and having to re-record. All told, responding to 41 of these comments from YouTube stories took around about an hour and a half. But even so, I don't think I could create a YouTube video in 90 minutes and have so many views and so many subscribers. Of course, I can't just do YouTube stories in the same way I can't just do community tab posts or just do live streams. It all has to be a broader YouTube strategy. But what I am doing is using each of the YouTube features and tools to reach viewers to their maximum potential. So whether or not you have access to these features, the important piece of string that threads all of this together is community engagement. Connecting with your audience and making them feel valued and that they are part of our shared YouTube journey.